what's up? So my name is Stitch and I am from Negeri Sembilan, Malaysia.
What first got you into beatboxing and what made you keep doing it?
Okay, so I think it was 2012. I was at my sister's school and they were having some sort of carnival, and I was not feeling well. So my mom just sat me down in the hall where they had all the performances. And there was this guy named Cody Coexfu. He's like this OG Malaysian beatboxer. And he was beatboxing on stage, and then he did this beat, which at that time I would say is like probably world class. Maybe like it's a battle-ish move. It's something along the lines of and I was like, damn, that's pretty dope. So I went back home and I tried it, and I instantly could do it. And that was when, okay, I want to try this beatboxing stuff. And in terms of why I continued doing it is because I'm the kind of guy who learns things pretty fast, but I often quit it afterwards. I try piano, I get good, and then quit. But something about beatboxing, I don't know, I've been doing it for like, 5-6 years now. I just don't want to stop because there's no limit to what you can learn and what you can discover. When it comes to piano or guitar, there's like always like a certain book you got to go by. But for beatboxing, there's just so much to discover, and I think that makes it more interesting. And that's why I keep going every day.
So what made you want to start competing at a professional level, and what makes you want to compete specifically at GBB 21?
Well, I'm not much of a battling kind of person, but I wanted to go for all these high-level competitions and all that to get myself out there, because at the end I want to focus more on putting my music out there, maybe an album in the future. And I think stuff like GBB and all that is really useful for debuting yourself. Specifically about GBB, I really like GBB because most battles, it seems like a battle between beatboxers, and that's how it's supposed to be like. But for GBB, I feel it's a little different. Just like a personal opinion, I feel it's like a battle between artists, and I think that's quite nice because most of the people who come for GBB seem like composers rather than just beatboxers, and I think that's a really nice touch, and that's why I've been targeting for GBB like the past few years.
What do you think the best part of competing at GBB for you? Like, do you think GBB would help you in any way with your beatbox career, and how?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's also about getting connections and learning as well. Like, I'm from Malaysia, and I rarely go out to other countries to learn. You stay in one place for a while, you probably learn everything there is to know in that place. And I just came to GBB. I've been here for like 2 days. And in the first day, I've learned so much from like everybody else, just listening to them jam in the circle jams and all that. Making new friends, learning more techniques, and also, putting myself out there so people can see my music more.
So, how did you prepare specifically for this competition this year, and for how long?
Well, it's a bit difficult. I used to be the kind of person who would like plan every single routine for every single competitor, and then I just do that according to plan. But I think 2 years ago, switch kind of flipped, and I can't do that anymore. So what I do is I just freestyle every day, and then whenever I get a dope beat, I just record it in my phone. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go with the beat, because if I prepare, I tend to mess it up a lot from what I realized. So I'm just gonna go on stage, and based on how I feel and how I'm able to make the crowd respond in the first few seconds maybe, and then I'll decide on the spot which beat specifically I wanna do. But at this moment now, it's just about grinding my brain to get as many beats out as I can.
As a beatbox performer, what do you normally do to impress a crowd when you perform? And do you think this will change when you are performing at GBB?
It depends on the crowd as well, and also the place. If I'm performing for a crowd that probably doesn't know much about beatboxing, it's a bit difficult. I'm not well versed in that area, and I have too much of pride to bring myself to do that. Let's combine 5 sounds together at the same time. I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that. But when it comes to a crowd that doesn't know about beatboxing, most of the time what I do is I do like a famous cover, like it's on TikTok, and it usually works, especially with my style. For a beatboxing crowd like GBB and all that, I feel it's better for me to just do me, and I think that's why I like GBB so much. But like I said, it depends on the place as well. Like back home in Malaysia, our battles are pretty funny. Even if it's like a really serious competition, I would say most of us would just be trolling and laughing on stage. We wouldn't really be trying so hard to beat the other guy. So yeah, it depends on the situation, where, and the crowd as well. But for GBB specifically, I'm just gonna do me, do what I like, and hopefully that works out.
How do you try to enjoy yourself while practicing, and how do you come up with new routines for something like GBB?
Well, the first thing is that I always practice in the shower whenever I can. That's like the best place. Like you always feel like you're a rock star or something in the shower. And the second thing is that I used to be that kind of person who would like set out like a few hours on the side to practice every day, but I don't do that now because I find that inspiration often finds you when you least expect it. You know, I don't try to force it anymore. So what I do is just like everywhere I go, I'm listening. You know, just spam some polys anywhere, some 6-6, and eventually I will get an idea. And in terms of training for coming up with beats, I think it's I listen to tons of different music, even the music like that I hate. Like I'm not a big fan of trap music, and it's pretty weird coming from a beatboxer. But I listen to everything I can and try to implement that in my beats whenever I can. I think the only thing that I literally plan is like maybe today I have like a certain desire, you know. Like for my GBB Wildcard, I was like, I want to show off my poly and my special sound. So in that 1 week, I just freestyle only that. So I plan maybe what kind of sounds I want to use or what kind of vibe or genre I want to give. And I just work on that. There's a bunch of freestyles, and in the end, I take some time to put it all together.
What is your number one tip to all beatboxers out there when it comes to putting on a good performance?
Well, number one is, like I've said, you have to know your crowd. You know, and a crowd varies from different areas. Like back home, if I'm beatboxing for a non-beatboxing crowd, which crowd also matters, because some people, based on where they come from, they might not dig it so much, no matter what I do. And some people, in some crowds, I will be throwing amazing techniques and they're not cheering, not because they think it's bad, but because they're so impressed, they're just shocked and they can't say anything. You know, so sometimes you got to prepare yourself for a crowd that's not going to give you the that you are expecting, right? That's one, knowing your crowd. And I think the second thing is more towards an individual thing. You have to know yourself more. You know, I think a lot of beatboxers, especially newcomers, I was one of them as well. You get into this point of when you get into the community and you're like, I need inward bass or a certain kind of sound like pause snare or whatever, which is fine. If you like it, if you really like it, do it. But if you're doing it because you think it's necessary to level up, then no, you should just do what you like. I think that's the most important thing. You know, like there's a lot of high-class beatboxers out there who don't use lip rolls, who don't use, throat bass. I can't do throat bass at all. You know, so just do what you like. I think knowing yourself is an important key in performing, because if you don't know what you like, there's no way the crowd's gonna know what to expect either, and that's kind of bad in a way.
So besides the GBB stage and obviously in front of beatboxers, where else would you like to perform? Like, what's a goal, place you'd like to perform, or, you know, what kind of crowd would you like to perform to?
Well, currently there's two. To those of you who follow me, you would know that I'm also a singer-songwriter besides just beatboxing. So I have a dream where one day I want to go on AGT or something, and then showcase my songs, and then who knows, maybe one day I get like crazy famous or something. And then I can do like a world tour, and in between tours, in between my performances, maybe I do like a beatboxing session with the crowd just to introduce the world to what beatboxing can do. That's one. And another thing is probably vocal total. Yeah, I've heard it's really crazy, and even yesterday Freddie Beach was telling me if you want to invest money in going to a competition overseas, you should try vocal total. And I think it's a really good thing to try out for.
And what kind of gigs would you like to play in the future, and why? Like, would you like to play festivals? Would you like to do more corporate shows or workshops, or?
Workshops, a bit. You know, I plan not to teach so much because I'm not much of a teacher. In terms of festivals, I think it's dope. I think the one thing I like about festivals is that there's so many different types of artists, not just beatboxers, but like reggae artists, dance artists, digital artists. And it's nice to meet those people to get to learn their way of thinking. Because I spent a lot of time in the beatbox community, and a lot of us have drums in our head, and that's how we plan most of our beats. And then I went overseas and I met this reggae artist, and I was thinking he would have like a MIDI keyboard in his head or something, but he says he has a trumpet. And based on that, he makes all these beats, and I've been trying that. So I've been having like a classical piano in my head recently, and it helped me get a different approach to how I make my beats. And I think it's nice to meet all these other artists who get into a bit of how they think and try to apply it into my process.
Who is your current favorite solo beatboxer?
Gene and Reeps one.
Who is your favorite loop artist?
Sarah.
Ooh. Who do you most want to battle at GBB?
Alexinho.
Who do you not want to battle?
Hartzell.
What is your favorite food?
Teppanyaki chicken.
Ooh, good choice. Tell us where people should find you, where they can find you online, and where they can support you.
Okay, so on Instagram, it's stitch_music, but music is spelled as MUS1C, because somebody apparently took the original one. And for YouTube, which I'm really trying to push out a lot, it's Stitch, Beatbox, and Music.
Sick. All right, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank
Stitch,
you. You're welcome.
been a pleasure.
Hey, what's up, Beatbox family? Stitch over here. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's stitch_music, and for YouTube, it's Stitch Music Beatbox. Let's get it.